what's up everyone? It's Rich. Na 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 na. And if you guys already didn't know, just by that tune, that is the original theme song for the Spider-Man way back in the 60s. And yes, this is my review for Spider-Man Homecoming. Let's go. I don't even know where to start, guys. There's just a lot to talk about, which I'm going to talk more about this movie in my spoilers review, which this is gonna be one of those movies where I'm gonna have to do a spoilers review also. I don't know where to start, but let's just get started. Directed by John Watts, Spider-Man Homecoming is the latest and I guess you can say a reboot of the whole Spider-Man franchise. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. Tom Holland, guys, I don't even know. I mean, I was already blown away when he showed up in Civil War, but this is a whole new level. On top of that, you have Michael Keaton playing Vulture, and he's amazing. Marissa Tomei, amazing. And of course, you have Robert Downey Jr., RDJ, amazing. I can't stress it enough that this movie's just freaking spectacular. It's just that good. It's that great. I don't know what it is, but it's safe to say, and I think no one can really argue, that this is probably the quintessential Spider-Man movie. I think they finally got Spider-Man perfect. Not to say that they didn't get Spider-Man right in this Tobey Maguire trilogy or the Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man movies with Mark Webb and Andrew Garfield, but there was something missing there. And for me, what was missing is the kid factor. Spider-Man is a kid. People forget that once in a while because he's called Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Boy, but in the comics, he's just a teenager. And this movie gets it. This movie delivers on a very high level in terms of who Spider-Man is, who Peter Parker really is. I love the fact that this is a very character piece driven story. And also I love the fact that it's not, look, there's a lot of great action sequences in here, but it wasn't even about that. It was about Peter Parker and his struggles on being cool in school, or struggles on wanting to be an Avenger. And it's just one of those things where the whole movie, I was pretty much just grinning I was just smiling the whole time. I was grinning the whole time because I was enjoying it so much. And for a superhero movie, I felt that there were stakes. There were stakes in this movie, and it's one of those things where look, let's be honest, we're in the golden age of superhero / comic book movies, and as awesome as those movies are, you know, whether it's a DC movie or a Marvel movie, whatever it is, or any kind of movie adaptation or whatnot, you know that the superhero or the main protagonist isn't gonna die. There's really no stakes because they're superheroes. But for some reason, even though we know that this is Spider-Man, I felt like there were stakes, and I felt like there was something about that made this whole movie as a whole better and just elevates the whole character itself. And like I said before, it's not like they didn't get Spider-Man right, it's just that it was never perfect. They were missing something, and this movie has that. And I don't know, this movie just has everything. I'm gonna talk about it in my spoilers review, but I'm just trying to get through this because there's just a lot. There's just a lot of awesome stuff here. Lots of Easter eggs, lots and lots of Easter eggs, and also it was great having a sidekick of somewhat with for Spider-Man, as you know, Ned. Freaking oh my gosh, I can't. This movie's just movie's awesome, guys. This movie's awesome. You guys should totally check it out. Totally freaking check it out. On top of that, the score's amazing. I love how they played the original theme song, Spider-Man, in the opening credits of this movie. That was awesome. That was awesome. Freaking spectacular. And that's not even all. I also love the fact that this is a very small movie. What I mean by that is that it's not this grand thing where you have to save the universe. You know, we've gotten a lot of movies like that already, and I love the fact that they scaled it down. It became very personal, and I was actually more drawn into all the characters for the most part, to be honest with you. I cared about each and every single character in this movie, and like I said, there were stakes in this movie that I was just like, holy crap, are they gonna make it? And in this world we live in where there's like a lot of superhero / comic book movies coming out every year, this felt different, this felt fresh, and I love I love, love, love that they finally got Spider-Man perfect. And I think that for all the people who's watching this, they can't really argue that fact, especially after watching the movie. Again, it's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Tom Holland played Spider-Man Peter Parker perfectly. He is Spider-Man, he is Peter Parker. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Marvel Studios just got it. Well, I guess in this case Sony also, they were working together. But anyways, they got their Spider-Man. They got their Spider-Man finally. Finally, and it makes me so happy. It's freaking spectacular and amazing. Amazingly spectacular. And also, finally, there's one intense scene where Spider-Man, or I guess in this case Peter Parker, and Michael Keaton's Vulture, Adrian, I believe his name is, were in a scene together, and it was just very intense. And they weren't even in their suits. They weren't even in their superhero costumes, and it's a testament of how great these two characters were written and how amazing. I should have a counter of how many times I've said amazing in this review. But anyways, it's a testament how awesome this movie is. And I can't praise the movie enough. I'm definitely going to go watch it again. You guys should check it out ASAP, because this is that quintessential Spider-Man movie that everyone needs to see. And yes, I know there's been reboots, and how many times Spider-Man has been rebooted, and how many this is technically the 6th Spider-Man film that we've gotten in the past, I don't know, decade or so, years. But man, if there's that Spider-Man movie, they're gonna be like, I love Spider-Man again. This is that movie. Overall, this movie is awesome, and I suggest go checking it out right away. You're gonna fall in love with Tom Holland. He is Peter Parker, and all the other supporting characters here: Michael Keaton, Marisa Tomei, RDJ, frickin' Jon Favreau, and other Easter eggs I don't want to spoil here. Oh, and also Zendaya, she was cool, and of course Ned. What's his name? Jacob Batalon. He's actually Filipino. Yeah, like me. We got one. Actually, there's been other Filipinos in movies. But anyways. Ooh, one last thing. I know I've said it before, but it's very personal, and it's a smaller movie than all the other big superhero movies and comic book movies that we've seen before. But there's a device that they use for Peter Parker himself that made the character a lot more human, I guess, in a way. And I'm not gonna say what it is, but for some reason it humanized Peter Parker, and I think this device that they use worked perfectly for this movie. Again, it was very grounded, it was a smaller stakes, but very, very personal, which I loved a lot. And again, a very character-driven story. And what else can I say? It made Peter Parker a more engaging character. Not that he wasn't already, but man, there was something about this device that worked perfectly and captured not just the essence of Peter Parker, but his heroicness of who he truly is. But yeah, this device they use, at first I thought it wasn't gonna work, but in hindsight, I thought it was a great choice. Overall, Spider-Man Homecoming, freaking loved it. And to be honest with you guys, I know I've been kind of going back and forth with this movie, but this is a tall, high order for me, and I've never really given this score to a lot of movies, and I can argue to myself that there are some movies that is very close to this number. I don't know what it is, but for me, I would say The Dark Knight would probably be a 10 for me. I think it is a 10 for me. I would argue to myself that I can push Avengers and Civil War would be a 10 for me too. But man, I'm guessing this is going to be that 4th movie for me, and I'm giving this score. And again, there's no truly perfect movie, but in my eyes, the fact that they got everything right for me, and there's really no minor nitpicks for me, to be honest with you. I think they got everything perfect. I'm going to have to give this score a freaking 10, guys. A freaking 10 out of 10. Freaking 10 out of 10. 10 web shooters out of 10. Again, I to be honest with you, I'm not even like flinching about it. Like, yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is amazing. Fuck! This is awesome. You guys should check it out. And that's that. That's my review for Spider-Man Homecoming. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you like this video, if you like this review, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, and maybe even click that like button. Up to you. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thank you for the support. And guys, go check out Spider-Man Homecoming. Enjoy yourself. I think you're gonna have a blast. I had a blast. I enjoyed myself. And Whew, I'm gonna watch this movie again. And that is it, folks. Till my next review, I am Rich, and I am out. And remember, stay awesome, my friends.